Hi, it's Anne from The Gift of Happiness. And today I want to share why I think personal growth workshops, like big group workshops, like Life Results or Insight, are really, really valuable. Or at least why I think they were so valuable for me. And the reason is this. So the goal of personal growth seminars, I see it, is really very similar to the goal of seeing a life coach or a counselor or a therapist. The goal is, we know that we have these things in our lives that we do, these situations that are frustrating that we really don't know how to deal with effectively, or these ways that we know we are, either with ourselves or with other people, that don't lead us to the results we want, but it's like we can't help it. We don't know any other way. We've got all sorts of reasons why we have to be the way we are. It's just habit, it's just pattern, and a lot of times we're blind to it. Our relationships aren't quite the way we want them to be, or our life situation, or marriage, or work, or whatever. But we're blind, and we just feel stuck. And the work of any of these sort of personal growth modalities is to help you take a step back, see more clearly what do you want and what are you doing. What is some of the habitual pattern stuff that you're doing that you don't have to do, and to give you the space to see that you've got a clear choice about it and that it could look a different way. So it's this self-reflective work. And there are two things that the intensive personal growth seminars will give you that 1 hour once a week is just not going to give you. And one of those things is just an intensive period of time. This is why people go on retreats of any kind. I can't just get away from an hour. I really need to get away from life for a long period of time, because, in an hour you can dig away one little layer, but in multiple hours, you can dig away exponentially more. And so just the time to go away and do that work on yourself that perhaps, you need to do, but you just don't have the time. It's like you come and you do the work because the time is carved out for you, the structure is carved out for you, the leadership is carved out for you, and you just do it. You get around to it by going to some place that's going to just build it into your schedule. But the other thing that I think is so powerful is that you're not just doing it with one other person. You're not just doing it with yourself, but you're also not just doing it with one other person, whether it's your coach, your counselor, or your therapist. You're actually doing it with dozens of people or more in a room together. And the value of that is that when you're just with yourself or just with one other person, it's really easy to hear some piece of wisdom or to read some piece of wisdom in a book or whatever, and have part of you say, yeah, that makes sense, that would be good. But then that other part of you that, well, yeah, but I can't because, or yeah, but you're just saying that because you're the therapist and you're supposed to say that. Or you just don't understand because there's this other thing. And so even while somebody is trying to help you, you've got just as much of your old habitual patterns coming in and saying, well, yeah, but I can't really. And it's like you're resisting the help that's available to you. And the power of being in a group of people is that it's a lot harder when dozens of people are both sort of seeing what your patterns are, but also seeing what your potential is and what your gifts are that you also don't let yourself see potentially in the rest of your life. And it's like in that context, it is a lot harder to sort of keep your wall up and be like, no, I have it right, I can't change, because there's so many other people out there rooting for you and who can see